The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 4 on WZMQ CBS. Followed by The Kelly Clarkson Show at 5 and 19 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm John Truitt. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, as Election Day approaches, we'll meet the candidates from the Marquette City Commission race, as well as a look at the election in Gladstone and the race for Michigan's next senator. And the state holiday tree is from the UP. We'll take you to Lansing for a sneak peek at the Capitol Christmas tree. And hope for SNAP recipients as federal judges rule on restoring at least partial SNAP benefits. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast for tonight. We're in the first week of November. A lot of things changed over the weekend. You had that extra hour of sleep, and it was pretty calm though overall. Maybe a few sprinkles, but going into tonight we'll stay dry. There's a mix of clear skies and a few clouds, and temperatures into the mid-30s. That's very comfortable given that the normal low is now 29 degrees. So it might be a bit chilly to start things off tomorrow with some sunshine, and it'll be a bit cloudy by the time we get to dinner, but temperatures will remain comfortable. We'll talk about the rest of the week ahead and that potential for snow over the weekend in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Kelly. We have new updates tonight on the case against a Rapid River man accused of setting a fire to a local business. Just after midnight on September 1st, Michigan State police officers responded to an arson attack on the Rapid River pub. An investigation led to the arrest of 33-year-old Stephen Prestridge, who was ordered to undergo competency exams before the case could proceed. Prestridge has since been found incompetent but restorable, meaning that the case will remain in a holding pattern until there is a bed available for him at an appropriate facility. Once there, doctors will provide updates on his competency to the court. WZMQ 19 will continue to follow this case and provide any updates as it develops. November 4th is Election Day. On tomorrow's ballot in Marquette, 2 active city commissioners are running to hold their positions. Sally Davis has sat on the commission since April of 2020. Prior to her position with the city, she has won a number of awards for her work around the Upper Peninsula and beyond, including ongoing nonprofit work with the Rotary Club of Marquette. Davis looks to continue her efforts of leadership for the city of Marquette.
I have been so pleased with the support from the community, and I really appreciate all of those who stopped to talk to me and ask me about different issues with the city. And this is an opportunity to continue my service to the community.
Michael Larson also currently holds a seat on the Marquette City Commission. Appointed in 2023, this is his first time officially on the ballot for this position. After 6 years on the city's Planning Commission and 2 years on the Board of Zoning Appeals, his past experience brings infrastructure and housing growth to the table.
I want to be able to, balance growth responsibly while maintaining what makes Marquette special. And I think we do that by listening to the citizens, helping to balance the budget, and having a city staff that is, willing to do the work and go the distance.
Both Davis and Larson are joined by Matthew Lutenberger on the city's ballot. And if you can find our interview with him at WZMQ19.com. In Gladstone, 3 city commission seats are up for grabs. City Commissioner Steve O'Driscoll and Joe Thompson are looking to retain their seats, and fellow candidates Mike O'Connor and Whitney Maloney are hoping to join the board. O'Driscoll has served on the board since June of 24. If elected, he hopes to wean the city off of funds from Public Act 33, which allows the city to levy taxes for public safety needs without a community vote.
Our responsibilities to the retirement system are decreasing greatly over the next 3 years. We will have funds to supplant those funds and not tax our residents as heavily as we have been. I believe in voters speaking for what they want to spend their money on. We should be living within our means.
In his time on the board, O'Driscoll is particularly proud of the Commission's efforts to renovate the city's wastewater treatment plant. The $20 million project came at the request of EGLE, the Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy. O'Driscoll says the project will prevent waste materials from entering Lake Michigan during heavy rainfall or snowmelt.
We've revamped our entire system, and we are pressing on with relining our sewage lines and replacing some of the oldest ones over the next 2 years. So our infrastructure is going to be suitable for the next 150 years of residents because of these projects.
You can hear more from O'Driscoll and candidates O'Connor and Maloney at WZMQ19.com. Commissioner Thompson did not respond to our request for comment on the race. Michigan Congresswoman Haley Stevens is running for the U.S. Senate seat being vacated by retiring Senator Gary Peters. Her campaign quickly gained momentum with backing from top Democratic leaders, including Chuck Schumer and the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee. Stevens was in the UP over the weekend listening to UP residents and in several communities to find out what issues are important to UPers.
It's a chaotic and confusing time, but the impacts of that on people are what need to be heard. And that's why, as I'm campaigning for United States Senate, I'm meeting people where they're at. I'm capturing what's on their mind. And I'm here, sleeves rolled up, to say, I want to get some things done for Michigan.
Stevens is a centrist Democrat from Rochester Hills who has been representing Michigan's 11th congressional district since 2019. Stevens represents most of urbanized Oakland County, including many of Detroit's northern suburbs. Another Michigan politician running for U.S. Senate in the 2026 election traveled across the UP over the weekend, talking to locals about her goals for Michigan's future. WZMQ's Andrew Hands has more.
In a push towards a U.S. Senate seat soon to be vacant of Senator Gary Peters, Mallory McMorrow is making her voice heard to Upper Michigan voters. Serving in Michigan since 2019 as a representative of the 8th District, McMorrow is currently the state's majority whip in the Senate. This means she holds the position of ensuring accountability and party discipline and plans to build off of this leadership and bring it to Washington.
This feels like a moment where we see so much chaos and destruction in Washington that there's a recognition that this is going to be torn down to the studs. That gives us an opportunity to build something new. We need somebody who can communicate, who can bring our party together, and that's why I'm running now.
For her McMorrow on Tap brewery tour, Mallory and her team have recently made stops in Marquette and Sault Ste. Marie, as well as smaller communities like St. Ignace, Brimley, and Sheboygan. McMorrow says the motivation she's gathered from these events shows what Upper Michigan is all about.
We had our first event in St. Ignace, and we only put it on the calendar a couple of days before. The organizer said, I don't know if we can get 5 or 10 people this last minute. We had 80 people show up. There's so much passion. Upers love the UP, love Michigan, want to be part of the community in a way that I think the rest of the state can learn a lot from.
With a focus on the wellness of future generations, McMorrow plans to rethink the American dream in Michigan.
As I travel the state, there are a lot of people who feel like they have done everything right and they just can't make it work. This has been broken for a long time, and that's the message that we're running on, that from a state like Michigan, we can write what that future looks like so that if you work hard, you have every opportunity to live the American dream.
Come November of 2026, this election will break a heavy amount of ground.
This is an exciting race. This is the first time in 100 years in Michigan where every single race is going to be on the ballot. The U.S. Senate, Governor, Attorney General, Secretary of State, all of the congressional seats, the entire state Senate, the entire state House. It is a big year in Michigan, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
In Marquette, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
New today in Washington, the Trump administration said it will partially fund the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, after 2 federal judges ruled the government must provide at least some benefits for the millions who rely on it. Our D.C. correspondent Brandon Scanlon breaks down the details tonight on the eve of a 35-day shutdown.
The stories from the weekend were shameful, sickening. People overwhelming food banks, handing out groceries in lieu of Halloween candy.
Federal judges in Massachusetts and Rhode Island last week directed the Trump administration to use a $5 billion emergency fund to cover part of SNAP payments for November. It's a program that usually needs more than $8 billion each month.
A lot of people who are elderly or caretakers, people with disabilities, but then also just a lot of people who work but just don't make enough money to make ends meet.
The USDA had planned to freeze payments starting on Saturday, saying it could no longer fund the program because of the shutdown.
It's actually kind of strange that USDA would say that, because the contingency fund was created for this and funded for this purpose, that when it does lapse, then you'd have this money.
But now the agency is set to move forward with partial payments for the program that supports nearly 42 million Americans, with an average monthly benefit of just under $200. A court order from Saturday directs the administration to provide the funding by Wednesday. However, it's unclear when those funds will show up. In some states, the process of reloading SNAP cards can take up to 2 weeks.
Millions, Mr. President, are now at risk of going hungry. And yet the Democrat shutdown marches on.
Democrats say the administration could tap into another $23 billion fund to avoid cuts altogether.
Providing partial benefits is not enough, is not compliant with the law, and it's particularly cruel of Trump with the Thanksgiving season around the corner.
Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
With the pause in SNAP benefits, many Marquette County residents are facing food insecurity. Because of this, the Negaunee Public Library is giving away meals left over from this summer's Gather to Grow program, thanks to Feeding America West Michigan. The meals are for any child under the age of 18 and any disabled adult under the age of 26. Each meal contains enough food for a nutritious lunch and contains protein like tuna and kid-friendly items like pizza and applesauce.
If people wanted to have a little picnic here at the library, or while it's still nice outside, they can do that. They can take it home, save it for maybe a weekend meal or something. So we're back to getting food into the hands of kids.
The meals are free of charge and available at the library front desk throughout November, from 2:30 to 4 p.m. every Monday and Thursday while supplies last. The holiday season is off to a sparkling start at Michigan's capital, and this year's Christmas tree has some Upper Peninsula roots. Crews spent the weekend getting the 60-foot spruce from Sault Ste. Marie into place, officially kicking off the countdown to silver bells in the city. Our Michigan Capital correspondent Sophia Murphy shows us the work behind the scenes to kick off this holiday season.
Before the lights and the decorations, there's a whole lot of teamwork that goes into bringing Christmas cheer to Michigan's capital. This year's official state Christmas tree made the long journey from Sault Ste. Marie, traveling more than 300 miles to Lansing.
That was a great harvest up there. We had such a good time. The band came, the pom-pom groups, tons of different people came.
After the big send-off up north, the spruce made its way across the Mackinac Bridge and rolled into Lansing, where it spent the night before the big reveal. Early the next morning, it was showtime. The Boy Scouts got the first job, cutting off the ropes that had been tied to every single branch for transport.
Such a great event to have the Boy Scouts involved in this too each and every year. I think they even earn a couple patches when they get to do this too, so they really look forward to it.
Once the tree was unwrapped, cranes and crews worked very carefully to lift it into place in front of the Capitol.
You know, it's sure an ambiance, it seems like, with it when we get them from the UP up there. Everybody likes so much to come from across the bridge. They get so many good photos going across the bridge.
Next up, trimming and decorating. The Lansing Forestry Division will shape the branches and the Board of Water and Light will handle the sparkle. Thousands of lights will go up ahead of silver bells in the city on November 21st.
You know, to just be part of this is just such a great time for each and every one of us.
From a backyard in the Upper Peninsula to the front steps of Michigan's capital, this tree's journey marks the official start of the holiday season and a celebration that stretches from one end of the state to the other. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Coming up, our full forecast with Kelly Rowland. Will these clear skies continue, and is snow in the picture? All that coming up. And a new look at AI in school. Once thought to be a form of cheating, we'll show you how one teacher is using it to give his students an advantage in the classroom.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Buckle's Party Store, it's where the party starts in Calumet, with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brew beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckle's Party Store in Calumet, it's where the party starts for everyone.
I love pink happy babies.
Lisa from Norway Springs.
No matter how much you bathe them, babies bathed in untreated Upper Peninsula water seem to look a little orange to me. Water that stains sinks and bathtubs isn't doing much for your baby's skin. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Purchase or rent a whole house filtration system from us. Norway Springs, no orange babies.
Fresh, safe water, guaranteed. Call Norway Springs today.
Halloween's over, but the Witcher's here. The show deals with monsters.
I was afraid of a lot of things growing up. It honestly caused me proper trauma, and probably something I should speak to a therapist about.
Liam Hemsworth, plus comedian Phoebe Robinson. But what kind of older man are you looking for?
Barely a pulse. That's...
Next, Kels.
Let's do a 5K together.
Let's not.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ CBS.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Top 10 miracle finishes, top 10 comebacks, the 10 greatest women in sports. Want to see who's number one? Watch all the way to the end of the show. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist, counting down the top 10 of everything in sports. Only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Pure Outdoor.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. We'll check in first with how we did today, the good old report card, the official numbers. This was overall a pretty average fall day. We were slightly warmer for both the high and low temperatures and 1/10 of an inch of rain, so things were pretty quiet to start off this new week ahead, the first week of November. There's a slight chance for some frost for tonight, but I want to point this out as we get later on in the week. Friday going into the weekend, this is going to be a very, very high chance. Temperatures overnight are going to be into the 20s, so try to enjoy the warmer compared to this weekend type of weather that we have to start off this week, because the temperatures will just keep plummeting as we keep advancing through each day. But we do stay dry for tomorrow. I know we have those local elections for Election Day tomorrow. It may be cloudy. We may have a few isolated drops later in the day, but there should be no excuse to not go out and perform your civic duty. We might have a few drops, but really that's it. It holds off until the overnight of Tuesday going into Wednesday, especially out to Newberry and Sault Ste. Marie. You might have a few raindrops for your Wednesday morning commute, and then the showers remain isolated throughout the rest of the day on Wednesday. Now, this is a look at the future winds too. A bit breezy for the rest of this evening and into tomorrow, but then they will start to diminish, but they're going to be shifting a lot. Okay, we're kind of preparing for a major atmospheric pattern that's going to be affecting a lot of the Great Lakes region for this weekend. So we'll start to see that classic lake effect setup, and I want to point out this is an extended forecast, and this is one model that shows the potential for some snow over the weekend. I'm sure you've been seeing things on social media. It's too early to throw out totals at you. It's just too early for that. But I know that there is going to be a low pressure system moving through the Great Lakes, and we will have all the characteristics and the ingredients of lake effect snow, and you can't deny the potential for some snow here. And not only that, the first actually measurable and snow that could accumulate for this upcoming winter. The average first snowfall, though, is the middle of October, so we're actually, it's really not out of the question to get snow at this point in the year. But this is kind of where we're at if we have a forecast formula. We're at that 4 to 6 days out range where I'm recognizing the weather pattern. It's a bit of a head scratcher, something to look at. But as we get closer to the weekend, that's when you can start to pan out the different scenarios, the different types of snow totals, how much will it accumulate, and also what type of precipitation it will be. It could have that snow rain mix. There's so many different things that go into a winter forecast, but I'm telling you, there is that potential to get some snow over the weekend, and it's not to scare you, but to prepare you if you need to get those tires changed in your cars, everything you need to do to prepare for the winter season. Not a bad idea to get on top of it for this week. We'll have some warmer temperatures into the 50s, and then we transition to the 40s just ahead of the weekend, and then this is the time frame for that potential snow over the weekend, especially Saturday into Sunday, and Sunday into Monday could see some measurable snow, but of course we'll continue to update you throughout the entire week.
Thanks, Kelly. In the past year, we've seen assassinations and assassination attempts against a political presidential candidate, Democratic legislators, and a conservative activist. Now, a group of former public servants is tracking those threats. CBS's Nicole Skagen has the story.
If it can happen to me, small town Matt McCaffrey, it can happen to you.
Matt McCaffrey was chairman of the Upper Marion Republican Committee in Pennsylvania.
You endorsed Kamala Harris, and 5 hours later, police arrived on your doorstep.
That's correct. Yes.
What's your name? An anonymous fake tip led police to his door. They were told McCaffrey was holding his family hostage.
Anybody else? My daughter.
This swatting incident, just one of nearly 1,200 threats to public officials tracked over the past decade.
We also have a way to search this map based on different categories of threats: stalking, doxing, threatening statements.
Issa Ulloa founded the Public Service Alliance. Researchers scoured federal court cases and media reports. CBS News was given exclusive access to the data. It's not just high-profile cases that have made national headlines. The team found threats against local officials now make up 1/3 of all threats.
This is not just a Washington, D.C. problem.
Absolutely not. No, and that's what we see in the map. The threats facing public servants, they span the entire country.
Researchers found battleground states like here in Pennsylvania were at much greater risk, with roughly a quarter of all reviewed threats concentrated in just 7 states. And both Democrats and Republicans faced threats.
I want this map to wake people up.
She's not just measuring the problem, she's trying to fix it.
So home alarm security systems.
Security services for the nation's roughly 40 million current and former public officials like McCaffrey, who is considering running again.
Who wants to run for public office if your family's being put in threat? Even at the local level, where most of the decisions in your life are being made. But if they're too scared to do it, we're not going to have anybody run.
Also today, a new intelligence bulletin from the Department of Homeland Security obtained first by CBS News reveals that in the first 9 months of 2025, the Supreme Court police opened more investigations into threats against court officers than in all of 2024. Plus, threats against federal judges and their staff have nearly doubled over the past 3 years.
Coming up, a look at how one Escanaba High School is giving the gift of music to those in hospice care.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Get consistent hot water when you need it. We have a great selection of Richmond electric and gas water heaters in stock, ready to take home today. Get this natural or LP gas tankless water heater for $1049.99 after rebate. Save big on a wide variety of Delta tubs and shower surrounds. Designed to fit your style and last for years. Get this Highcroft tub and shower for $469.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Every public school in Michigan is proud to be known for something. At the Michigan Lottery, we're proud to be known for something too. Education. 100% of our profits go to support Michigan public schools. Over $1 billion last year alone. Michigan Lottery. For fun, for schools.
Get in the game at Connery Sports in Iron Mountain. Our newly expanded storefront is packed full of sports cards, memorabilia, and the latest sports apparel. Whether you're chasing Pokemon cards for the kids or seeking one-of-a-kind collectibles and vintage gems, our expanded space has something for everyone. If you're a diehard fan or just starting your collection, Connery Sports supplies everything you need to fuel your sports passion. Swing by today at 617 North Stevenson Avenue for something to rep your favorite team.
When you need a body shop, skip the corporate shops and outside investors. Go with your hometown body shop, Superior Collision. Our family opened Superior Collision in 2002, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. Some places talk about community. We actually stand with our community, donating monthly back into Marquette County. When you need collision repair, choose Superior Collision, your local hometown body shop.
Get connected to your community and your world. Scan this right now for weather, news, video, community events, instantly at your fingertips. The app from 19 News. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with John Truitt.
Students of all ages are using artificial intelligence to do their schoolwork. And one teacher has found a way to deal with it. As CBS's Meg Oliver reports, it could be a lesson for others.
Hello. Take this as you come in.
Brian Sweeney's English class at Townsend Harris High School in Queens, New York is about to take its first essay test of the year.
40 minutes. Get going.
Normally, this would be a take-home writing exercise. Not anymore. The reason, he doesn't want anyone using programs like ChatGPT to do the work.
We just had to write it in class on a piece of paper.
Old school.
That's right.
What was the goal of this?
You just want to know where they're at in terms of their writing abilities.
Fewer than half the school districts in the U.S. have a policy governing the use of AI. Here, it's only allowed if it's disclosed.
We've talked a lot about AI since day one.
Sweeney hopes he's found a middle ground.
I've never done it this way before.
Austin Yang and Sid Singh, both 15, started with mixed feelings.
If you did the assignment at home, would you have been tempted to use AI?
I mean, yeah, a little.
This is our moment. We can use it just to sell more widgets, or we can use it to actually transform school for the future. I'm Alex Catron.
Alex Catron trains teachers to balance AI with traditional lessons in the classroom.
If a student uses AI to replace their work, what are the developmental consequences?
They're probably not learning about whatever the topic is.
In fact, one study compared students using AI to help write an essay with others using Google and a third group with no computer. The AI group exhibited the weakest overall brain activity and ultimately performed the worst.
If you read and write every day, it's going to make your brain healthier and stronger. And we just need to be making that case more strongly than we ever have. And we'll try and have a mixture of things.
Sweeney split his exercise in two. After the initial handwritten test, he had students run other writing through ChatGPT.
How do you want them to use this differently?
Do not fix my writing, but instead identify weaknesses in my writing style.
Something a tutor would walk you through.
That's right. Thank you. Have a good day.
The solution for Sweeney, use AI only as a tool, not a crutch.
If you don't learn how to use it as a tool, you'll just use it as an easy way out. You'll never really develop your own skills.
AI is here. It's being shoved into our faces everywhere, so we might as well use it to help us rather than harm us.
The real goal is to embrace the future without forgetting the past.
Coming up, Kelly has one final check of weather, and we'll show you how Escanaba healthcare organizations rang in Hospice and Palliative Care Month this afternoon. Stay with us.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. This special offer is available by calling 800-279-0308. That's 800-279-0308.
Get in the game at Connery Sports in Iron Mountain. Our newly expanded storefront is packed full of sports cards, memorabilia, and the latest sports apparel. Whether you're chasing Pokemon cards for the kids or seeking one-of-a-kind collectibles and vintage gems, our expanded space has something for everyone. If you're a diehard fan or just starting your collection, Connery Sports supplies everything you need to fuel your sports passion. Swing by today at 617 North Stevenson Avenue for something to rep your favorite team.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist, only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Individual and adventurous. Journey to the world's most exotic, breathtaking locations. Pure Outdoor.
Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
Welcome back. Final check of your forecast for this first week of November. You can think of this week as a roller coaster, but not in the sense that we'll be up and down, but rather we're kind of at the top of that hill before temperatures are going to plummet closer to the weekend. So these low temperatures for tonight are going to start to look like our daytime highs for the weekend. So upper 30s, lower 40s for us across the UP for tonight. We'll warm things up to the mid 50s, not getting too much sunshine, maybe to start things off for your morning commute and the bus stop, but then we'll increase the cloud cover and we could see some rain later on in the day for tomorrow going into your Wednesday morning. So Tuesday night to Wednesday morning is our next best chance of rain, and our next best first best chance of some measurable snow does come this weekend as we see temperatures go from the 50s to the 40s and all the way down to the mid 30s by the time we get to Sunday going into Monday.
Thanks, Kelly. Finally tonight, some Delta County organizations kicked off National Hospice and Palliative Care Month with a very special event. OSF Home Care and Hospice hosted its annual Bells for Hospice ceremony on the corner of South Lincoln Road and First Avenue South. Staff and volunteers were joined by Northwoods Home Care and Hospice and the Escanaba High School Choral. At noon, the group rang bells in recognition of hospice patients and their families, as well as the workers who care for them.
Hospice and palliative care is extremely important at the end of life, addressing all of the psychosocial and emotional and spiritual pains that occur at this point, and having someone walk alongside with you to bring peace and comfort.
The Escanaba Choral sang Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. That's it for us tonight. We'll talk to you again later. Have a good evening.
When you download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards right now, buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. Every Tuesday now through June. Get lost in the sauce, caught up in the crunch. Free tenders, only at Hardee's.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order with